Welcome to the Working Mumma podcast, a show that provides real-world tips, tricks, and advice to all working mamas on how they can have a career, family, and hopefully one day break the glass ceiling. Hey there, Mama. Welcome back to another episode of the Working Mumma podcast. This episode is going to be a little bit different in the way that I actually want to tell you a little bit more about the Working Mumma membership, Working Mumma Village, just so you can understand what it is, what it's about. And I know that you get different questions or you're like, yeah, even if that's for me. So hear me out. I hope you enjoy the listen. And look, if you've got any questions after this, feel free to DM me. Send me an email, karina@workingmumma.com.au. It's Karina with a C. More than happy to also jump on a call with you. So, do you ever feel like you're on a hamster wheel? You're wanting more time, less mum guilt. You're also feeling quite isolated. You may actually be on maternity leave at the moment and going to be returning back into the workforce in the next couple of weeks or months. And you're actually thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? How am I going to be a mum, have a career, show up to work, even put on work clothes for the first time in a very long time? Are they going to fit? And, your mindset, your confidence also may be feeling a little bit shot as well. You know what? That's why Working Mumma exists. And that's also why I've created this very unique, very special community to support you through this transition. Not only going from parental leave back into the workforce, but also supporting you as a working mum. And that I don't think you don't need to be on the hamster wheel. And so I really want to help you and guide you and nurture you through that process. Why does the Working Mumma Village exist? It's often because you don't have, and we generally don't. I know what it's like. I returned back into work for the first time going, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I had a lot of self-doubt. I also then didn't have my employer at the time of who I was reporting into. Can't say they really knew what they wanted. They hired me back and quote unquote only because I had a good network. And so I just hate that experience. And so I don't want anyone else to have to go through that as well. So that's why I've created the Working Mumma Village to actually help you through the transition. And, if you don't have a path, you might also be thinking, do I need to focus on X or Y and things like that? What I actually do is through a 5-step process is actually help guide you and navigate you through that transition. I've also got a 4-module return to work process and program that by joining the Working Mumma Village, you will be able to get for free. This isn't always going to be available for free with the Working Mumma Village, but if you join now, it'll always be available for free for you. And any updates and things like that happen in the future, you will get those. So, I really want to help you navigate you through the transition of becoming a working mum. And so you can thrive. I believe that you can have it all. You just don't necessarily have to do it all. And certainly as well, you can have that work-life balance or work-life harmony or however you like to determine, but you feel that you've got, a foot in each camp and then you're actually doing relatively well for it. And so around this, I know as mums, it can be the black hole of, we're on Google at 2 a.m. in the morning thinking, oh my goodness, and you go through that spiral. It's not healthy. It really isn't. And so that's why I've created this community and also these resources and classes to help you in each of those stages, from feeling overwhelmed to thriving, all through, that return back into work and also beyond. So that's where, I want to help you actually have that North Star. And that's where, and I know sometimes it can be, as I said earlier, you don't know whether I should be focusing on X or Y. One of my big beliefs is that if you get your back of house in order, which is, you're at home, then your front of house works a hell of a lot better. And I know this from sport teams, when you think about, even from a business sense, if you get your culture in a workplace working really well, things and just seem to be happening a lot better. But if things that, the culture's not great and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't work from a business sense. In a home situation, things like the mental load, your systems, the division of labor, meal planning and all that kind of jazz, if that's out of whack, it's a lot of extra stress and pressure on you, generally you, for when you're returning to work. Even getting your mindset is such a big component. So working on your mindset to understand your why, your purpose, your beliefs, your new identity, and helping you through that process is a massive, massive hurdle. And so that's why at stage 1 of the Working Mumma Village and, the journey of going from overwhelmed, that's where stage 1 is just focused on your mindset and getting your why and your purpose correct. And that's what's really clear. And so that's where, we help you through those 5 steps. As I said, going from making you feel that you're not doing, you might be feeling like you're dropping the balls, but you actually aren't. And then just having that framework to help you guide you is what's inside the Working Mumma Village. So what else do you get? You get access to 20 plus classes on a variety of different topics, from the mental load, from we've got some coming up around personal style, confidence, strengths assessments, even doing your makeup. Yes, those little things to help you through it. And these classes aren't just set and forget. They are constantly ongoing. So I've already got a number of speakers lined up for the rest of the year to come in and speak. And I know as well that we've got a member portal, and sometimes that can be a little bit hard to access. So I'm at the moment just going to be launching our private Facebook. Not our private Facebook. We've got one of those. Our private podcast as well. And so that's where you're going to be able to listen to all the classes on demand in your earbuds while you're going for a walk, and you don't have to, log into the member portal or anything else like that. It's going to help you. So if you're looking for something like, I really want something on X, no doubt it's already there to help you. And then you can even then come into the private Facebook group and ask a question and get support from a fellow member, or just ask the question and you'll have a community around you to help you. If you're like, I actually asked a question the other day for myself. I said, I'm considering going from 3 to 4 days. Has anyone done this? What's been the impetus for the change? Yada, yada, yada. So yes, I then got responses, and then we've then had a chat about how we're going through it, what people have done, how they've felt about it. And I'm now like, okay, that's all right. And I'm just sitting with it at the moment, and I'm then going to make my decision. So it's little things like that I was stewing about it for about a month before I actually wrote it. And now I'm really glad. And I should have actually done it so much earlier. So a big mission of Working Mumma is about helping you confidently navigate life as a working mum. And what we do this is through coaching, definitely through the masterclasses, community, and all the resources that we've got available to you. So just quickly, we've got private Facebook group, we've got the private podcast, we've got masterclasses on a monthly basis, sometimes a little bit more regular. We've also then got regular networking powwow calls, as I like to call them. Also an opportunity to have your own profile and then connect with other like-minded mums. So, for example, you might be in HR and wanting to know other HR professionals. We've got a networking board that you can post on, and there's always new things coming based on member feedback. So again, it's something there to support you, to help you, guide you during this really big transition. As I've often said, there's so much support about when you become a mum, and there is very much no support at all when you are transitioning back into the workforce. I know there's even transitioning into parental leave and then also then out. And then, those years, particularly when our kids are at childcare, it's really hard to navigate. And you've got a lot of mum guilt, the confidence and imposter syndrome, and I could go on and on. But that's why the Working Mumma Village is there to help and support you and guide you through that process. So I would love to welcome you into it. If you're listening, you can actually use the code pod 15 to be able to get 15% off. So POD 15, and then you will be able to access 15% off, and that's going to be for a 6-month or a 12-month membership. Otherwise, it's $20 a month. And so, yeah, really look forward to welcoming you. You'll get a welcome call with myself. And also, if you ever have at one point, look, I'm not feeling great, I need to just bounce something off you, I'm more than happy to jump on a call and we can have a quick chat and hopefully make you feel better at the end. Or we can actually speak to some of our other resources along the way. So look, I really look forward to welcoming you and speak with you soon. Thanks. Oh, I'll put the link to join in the show notes. Cheers. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Working Mumma podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast catcher. I invite you also to join the Working Mumma community on Facebook and join in the conversation with other like-minded working mums. Please also feel free to contact me on any of the Working Mumma social channels. Remember, Mumma is MUMMA, or website www.workingmumma.com.au. I would appreciate you to share this podcast with friends and colleagues, especially those that are parents managing the juggle. And I would really appreciate if you had to take the time out to leave a review of the podcast. I'll be giving a shout out to select people that do so stay listening and you might be one of them. Thank you and see you next time. Have a great week.